Hello and welcome back to British Bants, Bats, Balls and Bad Decisions, the podcast where two Brits are clearly far too invested in Banana Ball. And honestly, today might be one of our most chaotic episodes yet.
Because today we are joined by a very special guest, the woman, the myth, the absolute instigator behind half the chaos in our lives. It's Carla.
Hi, I'm
Hi,
laughing. I love that
Carla.
intro. I love that intro. Thank
Hi.
you. Part of your chaos. I love it. I like to stir up chaos.
And I have to say, you really are, because if I didn't know you, I wouldn't be getting to do half the things I get to do this year. And half of the things that happened on the cruise wouldn't have happened if I hadn't have met you, because I wouldn't have had the confidence to be such an idiot.
Well, I'm glad I can bring out the idiot in you.
Yeah, that's definitely true. But it is very true because it's just you just go do it. Just get on with it.
Yeah, well, you only live once, and I don't ever take I always take opportunities when I can. So you got to just go with it
I am
and
having
have fun with it.
I am having a little dance in the kitchen because it is very true. Um, so I do have a question that I've saved, and I know you asked me to send you my questions earlier, but I thought about this one. When you first met Bronny, as we know that that is your favorite, what did you, were you just really cool, really calm like you are with everyone else, or how did it go?
Well, I'm not sure if you guys remember. I don't know if I think I told you guys the story of how I met Bronny, but it was down in Grayson Stadium. It was our second game. So we had gone to the first game in Philadelphia in 2024, and then we were able to get to a game in 2025 in March. And Addie was down there taking photography by the fence, and by the fence, the party animals dugout fence, that fence. Um, and she was standing there, and the players come in and out. You can interact with them as they go in and out and whatnot. And Brawny came down from doing something up in the grandstands and came down, flew down the ramp, and Addie was taking a picture, and he tapped her on her right shoulder, but then her right shoulder, she looked left or whatever. It was all crazy. And then he was just like, "Hey," and like right in her face, and then disappeared. And then throughout the game, he would interact with her a few times. It was just really cool. And then at the end of the game, he gave her a signed banana, like a live fruit banana, signed it for her. And of course, the poor girl wanted to bring it home, but she couldn't because it was rotting as we were, staying the additional 2 days or whatever to bring it home. So couldn't bring home the banana, but she did take a picture of it. But then we did meet him afterwards out in the plaza, and just a really nice, genuine guy. Very nice. Took the time to listen to you, talk to you. Loves his dog, loves his family, and loves baseball. And it was just great. So that was my first interaction with him, and just like was really cool.
Okay.
That is such a cool interaction.
Yeah, and I've heard this story and I completely forgot about the banana.
Yes. Yes, but just with that, like how I got, with Banana Ball, like I just thrived through Addie. Like I thrived through her. Like it changed her life, and you guys will meet Addie out there. I'm sure, or some of you might know Addie. But she was a quiet girl, and she was very introverted, and she is not the girl she is today. And just to see her thrive and her interactions with all the players, and how she can calmly just talk to them just as much as I can calmly talk to them, I love it. And Brawny, I think, it takes a few special player interactions, and Brawny was one of them. And Tanner Thomas was her other one.
And what I don't know the interaction with Tanner. You're gonna have to tell us that one too.
Tanner was just like, she came to the party animals because of Tanner, just because she had such a crush on him, and just loved watching all his videos online on YouTube and everything. And then she was so happy to meet him again at that game as well. And then he did her very first TikTok with her. And was just, he spends a lot of time with people after the game, and he spent a lot of time with us, and the interaction again was just awesome. And just, made her thrive talking to players and building her confidence up.
I think I'm the only person that has never had a crush on Tanner Thomas now, because rumor has.
I past tense, I did have.
Yeah, I think I'm the only person in the
Back,
world.
but back in the like beginning stages of me getting into Banana Ball.
But yeah, I think I'm the only person in the world. That's amazing. I didn't actually know Addie liked Tanner at that point. I don't know why. I think it's just she's so. I suppose the cruise broke her a little bit on him, didn't it? I don't.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, because
I haven't seen her since that.
yeah, the interactions on the cruise were a lot different than they were, than they have been at Grayson or after the games, the smaller stadiums. He was just, I feel, well, and Bex, we talked about this. I feel a lot of the PAs were hiding on the cruise, and obviously some of the bananas. We saw the majority of the people. It was more the rookies of the newer teams and the tailgaters and firefighters. So that was a little difficult. My expectations on the cruise for that was a little difficult, thinking I'd be seeing Brawny more and Tanner more and all that, and I just kept running into Telly and Mark Smith.
Not that you complained, and I have
No,
to
no.
say, I did die the day you just touched Telly's naked back. I was like, what is she doing? And then I was literally like, I'm going to be friends with this woman for life. Like a woman that can just walk up to like this player and just whack him on the back, completely not worried what muscle she is touching. I need to be friends with this woman.
Well, not to mention how many men I've hugged and whatever after the game that are sweaty, so sweaty, and you're still, hugging them, high fiving them, and oh yeah.
It's just the way you just were like, I was like, what? I honestly, and I know you won't know this, but I internally melted down, stood there, like,
Well, did I ever tell you the story last year when we were at it was VIB last year, not BBB, but the Texas tailgater who plays on Jason Arndt's, I don't know his name, Addie does, but he's the guitarist on Jason Arndt's in his band.
right.
And I literally asked him to flex his muscle so I could touch it. And Addie was mortified because I'm like, his arms are just beautiful. And I literally squeezed his bicep, and Addie like literally was dying inside. She's like, Mom. I'm like, what? I'm like, he's got nice arms.
Oh, Addie will be really, really glad she didn't see me walking towards the karaoke deck that day then.
Why?
Did you not, have I not told you this?
I
So
don't know.
Addie messaged me and was like, I'm in the karaoke. Come get, like, can you come video? Mum's in the thing. Can you come and video my thing? And I was walking past, I was on the floor, and I literally just grabbed his bicep and walked off.
No, I did not hear that.
Yeah,
Go on,
he
Bex.
just literally, he was talking to some grandma and he turned around and he was like, Oi, stalker, stop that.
Oh, that was a lot to grab, I'm sure.
And I just was like, I literally stopped and I was like, why the fuck did I do that?
I cannot wait. I can't wait for July to come over and just see and just see everything like in action, like you two in action, and just seeing what you've been talking about in the flesh.
Well, and I'll tell you, Grayson Rumor is the best place to see them, like the best. And if you can get an opportunity to get there, which I'm glad you are, it's very intimate. It's their home ground. They're never in a rush. And it's just very laid back, and you can go all over the stadium. You can stand wherever you want. Obviously, you can't stand in the grandstands because you can't block people's view, but all around the other part of the stadium, it's just really awesome. And I'm so glad that this is going to be your first game because you're gonna love it.
I can't wait, and I'm so thankful to be able to have the opportunity to go over. I can't wait.
I am excited for May as well.
Yeah, definitely.
So
Yeah, you should.
So let's talk about BBB so people can learn what BBB is. So how long do you get to see them?
So backstage banana ball, I guess that's what they're calling it now. Um, you get about a half an hour, I think. It's a good time. It really is a good time. I thought there was only like 40 people in there, but I guess my perception was wrong because Addie said there's a lot more people. So I don't know how many people are allowed in there, but it's not a ton of people. Like it's a good amount where you actually there's not, maybe the longest line might be 10 people, and you can move from each player, which is good. And you've got both teams in there. But it's a
Is
great
that
experience.
is that before or after the game?
It's before the game.
Before the game.
You go down onto the field. And so even in the bigger stadiums, you'll go down into the field, you'll find, your little meeting spot, and then they'll take you down and you meet on the field. They have tables set up, and then the players all kind of like the one team will stand to one side, the other team will stand to the other side.
Yeah.
And
I think I've seen like photos and like videos of as in the from the players' perspective when they're doing BBB. So I kind of can see the setup, but obviously I would have no idea what the setup actually is.
Yeah, no, they're lined up, and then you just, kind of filter your way through. And you don't have to, like, there's no uniform line. You can, like, go to one side, to the other side, to this side. Like, you can just pick out the players you want to see and just go to them. And then there's, obviously there might be a line for them when you go up to them, but you just, wait your turn and get your picture, get something signed, have a conversation, whatever you want to do. No, I did, like, for me, for the when we went down to Grayson a few weeks ago, I decided this time in BBB, instead of just getting pictures and whatever and having tons of pictures, I decided to do the interview. So some of you might have seen on TikTok that I put out so far 2 videos of me interviewing the players, and I did it to help fans, for when they want to, make a bracelet for them and know their favorite color, or they want to bring some snacks for the player and know their favorite snacks. And then I kind of threw in some um, comedy in there, asking if the players knew who my daughter was, and we got a very good response from that. So I think we're about, I want to say, about 85% of the players know who Addie is. But yeah, so I did that. I did something different with them when I went to BBB this year, just to not do the same thing. Put it that way.
I'm guessing that's continuing for the party animals at Yankee Stadium.
Well, apparently Addie has me. Yes, she wants me to do every game now and get the teams that we've missed. So it's either going to continue at New York or it might continue at Scranton. Um, so I got to see. I told her I could probably do more from, I could get Savannah and Party Animals in New York, and get the players that I haven't gotten yet. So we got to figure it out. But I've gotten some good feedback from it. People have messaged me privately, said, "Oh my God, thank you so much. I've always wondered what their favorite color was." And
I do think one of them needs a redo on their favorite snack though.
yeah, water, to me, water is not a snack. And then also, one of the players decided to say that grass-fed beef was their snack.
That one's the
And
one that needs a redo.
yes, and I think water too, because I just don't understand water. But I will chuck a bottle of water at that player next time when I see them and say, "That's what your favorite snack was. Here you go."
I haven't seen that one. That one's
Oh,
that's next,
oh,
isn't it?
maybe. Oh, I must. Oh, yep, that's not out. That one's not out yet. Sorry.
I was gonna say, hang on a minute. I've seen that one, but it's not out.
So it's not to be continued. Or
I think your videos are really cool though, Carla, because it's something different. It's something that the players may or may not have been asked before, and it's just something a little interactive, rather than, oh, can I just have a picture? Can I have a photo? It's just like a simple repetitive thing. So it's really cool that you are doing something different and trying to engage with them in a different way.
I agree. I'm happy. I'm happy we did it. I really am.
I'm
And
excited to be there at Scranton when you do it with the coconuts.
yeah, and then Bex, you can shout out the fifth question, like, what's her name?
Yeah, I will be. Don't worry. I will be. And yeah, and do you know what? When we speak to Grady on Friday, I'm gonna actually say to him, have you been to the UK? Have you tried any snacks from the UK? And then
What can we bring over?
going to bring him some over and then video him trying them.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, because I need to bring some snacks over for my favorite player.
And am I supposed to bring a hamburger to this certain person who likes grass-fed beef?
Can you please do that and film his reaction?
I could. We do have a grass-fed beef, ground beef, like, packets over here. Like, it's hamburger meat, and maybe I'll freeze it so when I take it to the game, it'll still be cold, and I'll just hand it to him then and be like, "Here, I don't know what you're gonna do with it, but here you go."
I'm gonna be like, I am not with her.
That would be funny.
Oh, do you know what? We were watching it last night, when you weren't on, Carla, and one of the coconuts, his nickname is Meatball.
Yeah, the pitcher, the pitcher. I can never say his last name, but I know who you're talking about.
And I turned around live and I went, "Girls, did you say it was called Meatball?" They were like, "Yeah." I was like, "Is it grass-fed ground beef meatballs?"
I don't know what I'm gonna bring in July to have the players sign things. Like, do I want things signed? Am I a signature kind of person, or do I just want photos so that I can, like, look back on them, kind of thing?
I'm not a signature person. I'm a photo or just a quick conversation. Like, I did get a firefighters. I brought my firefighters T-shirt to the signing on the cruise, and a few of them just kind of turned to me around and signed on the back of my shirt, which is fine. But I'm just not a big I'm not a big signature person
I think I
because I
got.
can't make them out anyway, so it doesn't matter. So if I look back at my shirt, I'm gonna be like, who is that? I don't even know who that is.
Did you see my story at the weekend going, I've got
Yes,
no idea.
yes.
I've got the ones I can read and the ones that got like special places, but the rest of them I've got no idea.
Now my jerseys are all signed. I did get all of our jerseys are signed. Excuse me. So we do have that, but other than that, like I don't care to get. I'd rather get a picture or a hug. I mean, Brawny's hugs. If you've never gotten a Brawny hug, oh my God, he's the best hugger on the team.
I really wished he'd stopped hugging me.
Oh, stop. I will take any and he's just a great hugger. He just makes my day with his hugs.
Yeah, Bronny hugged me every time he saw me. And then the last time he went to hug me, I was like, please do not touch me. I smell. And that was when you remember when I came down to you to get the spray.
Deodorant.
He was so annoyed at me. The next time I saw him, he gave me a death glare, and I was like, did you want sweat all over you? Like, I was stinking. Like, he was properly on a mission somewhere, and he properly tried to grab me, and I was like, do not touch me. I smell.
And just so you know, rumor, she did not smell. She was absolutely fine, but I did give her deodorant so she could be happy.
And she also sprayed my boobs
Yep.
with anti-bac.
I made sure everybody's hands were sprayed because there was so much of the hand slapping going on that last few hours of the cruise ship. So I made sure I just disinfected everybody's hands.
And my boobs.
Yes.
I don't know where my boobs had been, but my boobs also had got disinfected. So yeah, I was saying to Ruma earlier how if she wants to say memorable to the players, you have to have some sort of banter with them.
Yes. Yeah.
So she needs to, because she's reckons she's not going to be able to talk to them. But
Yes, she will.
I think you'll see Carla talking to them and you'll be like, oh, okay.
No, I think, rumor, if you think you're not going to be a signature person, then you just do the picture and just be like, hi, and then I'm telling you, once you guys start talking, like we all love a British accent. Come on. Come on. Like I could talk to you guys for hours. Hours.
I think I will be going to see him first, to be honest.
I don't think you're going to be going to see who you think you're going to be going to see first. I think you'll be too scared.
I'll just clock him and I'll be like, no, I can't do this.
I think you should go see Brawny first. I think Brawny would be.
No, because it's bananas.
Oh, that's right. It's banana.
Danny.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll go and see. Yeah, because you said go and see Danny first.
Oh,
yeah.
Danny. Or Connor.
Or Connor.
Connor's gotten very popular. He's gotten very, very popular.
Very.
But good for him. Good for him.
Danny will be a good one because I can talk to Danny. Like I think Danny knows my name. I think Danny knows my name.
Yeah, he does. He knows because him and Jarrett said hi to you from Dunkin' Donuts.
Jared doesn't know my name.
Well, he said hi to you. He knows you now. Do you know what I did? Do you know what I did this morning?
Go on.
So Jared Donaldson posted something this morning. So I messaged him because I wanted to congratulate him for last night because hell of it last inning. And then I also told him, I said, can you please change your Instagram picture? And I made it funny. Like, you know me, I like to make things funny. I said, because I can't stand looking at the bananas anymore. And your Instagram picture is still you and the bananas. Can you please change over to the dark side? A lot of people would love to see it.
Yeah, I agree. Did he
So I'll see if he responds. He might think I'm crazy, but I made it all funny. I'm like, please change your profile picture because nobody wants to see the bananas right now. Because he told me in Grayson, he said he was very happy to be over in the firefighters. He said he was very happy. And so did Philly. Philly said he was happy to be there too.
Yeah.
We were all happy that the party animals stayed together because back then we were all party animals fans, I think. And it was a cool feeling that they're all staying together, everything's going good. But then as you look at it this year, they kind of screwed themselves because they brought in some really good pitchers for the Savannah Bananas. There's some rookie, a lot of the rookies are for the Cocos. The firefighters now have a good established team. And I feel like there's a few people in the party animals, few pitchers they could literally get rid of and bring in some new blood and some good talent. And that's not going to happen this year.
No. And it's really bad because I don't know if they're going to do the draft again this year.
I think anybody knows.
Guessing they probably are. I think they need to leave the teams to settle for a little bit, unless the people want to leave.
I agree,
yeah.
They need to let the team settle a little bit.
I think they should leave the draft for another year so that the teams, like you say, like settle into their own and then do a draft.
I mean, it sounds really bad. I wouldn't mind if they lost half the bananas, but please don't lose half my firefighters. I'll cry.
But it's sad. Like I literally, I mean, you guys saw my post this morning on Instagram. Like I put up the scores, with the standings, and I'm like, I'm sitting here going, like, I'm really upset. Like I'm almost there as a firefighter fan. Like I hate to say I'm giving up on the party animals, but I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I've got a lot more over in the firefighters. I know a lot more players now, and I like them all. Like I don't go like party animals. I'm dislike, like, dislike. Where the firefighters, I'm like.
I felt the firefighters on the cruise had more time for us.
Yes, that's the other thing.
I spoke to Johnny on the first night and he was he was really nice and he chatted to me for ages. And he was really, really genuinely nice. And then of course I spoke to you know who, and he tried to keep the conversation going and I just legged it. I literally ran, which was so funny. But they all had time, like even Peanut on the last day, because he wanted to know where I lived. And I said, "Do you have 5 minutes? Do you want to see where I live?" And he was like, "Yeah, I do." And they all had time, whereas the party animals didn't ever seem to have time, as you said, apart from Telly and Mark Smith, who seemed to have all the time in the world for us. Not that I
Yeah.
spoke to any of them, either of them. I have to say, you touching Telly on the back freaked me out, and I couldn't talk to him then.
Why?
I don't know. It completely took. I was like, no. So this is a question. Whose are you getting in the next drop, Carla?
Well, according to my husband, he may divorce me if I order any more jerseys.
Right.
Because Addison took it upon herself last week at dinner time to tell her father how many jerseys we currently have and how many are coming soon. And he literally almost flipped his lid. And then she goes to tell him how much we're paying for them. And I'm like, Addison, if I've ever taught you anything, you just don't tell that to your father. Addie wants to get a few more. I'm not sure if I'm going to buy any more yet or not. But if I do, it will probably be another firefighter.
Do you know which firefighter?
I don't know. I just got EJ's and EJ's is mine. I would probably say either Peanut or Jared Donaldson. Like I had and well Addie, I know she wants Javon, so she'll probably just get Javon's. That's why I didn't mention him. But Peanut, just we had some good conversations down in Grayson a few weeks ago, and he's just such a nice guy, just so sweet. Yeah. So and it's funny because it's both bananas that came over. So it's and we've always liked Jared Donaldson. Um, but that's who I'm thinking. But we'll see. I don't want to get a divorce either. So.
Right, I'll save you bacon in May. It's fine. No, they're all for me. They're all mine. Just put my
Oh,
name, Carla.
I can just see Bex if yours comes over and me trying to explain to my husband that they're not mine, that they're Bex's, and he'll probably be like, "Oh yeah, sure."
You just open it and show him the number. Like, this isn't
You,
this isn't mine. Look what number's on it.
well, all he had to do is open Addie's closet. She has them all in her closet, like it's like a trophy section that she has, like them all like separated out, all organized by teams. I mean, I think honestly, after this one, we'll have 18.
Blimey, that's so many.
I don't even
Yes.
think I need to buy one. I think I could just borrow one.
But of those 18, there's only two. We have a few bananas, but there's only two that we will continue to wear and support if we ever did, and that's Alexiadis's and Ryan Cox's. The other ones I could care less. I mean, we have two number one jerseys too from the bananas, but we don't- I haven't they haven't been brought out in a long time. They were just our first game in Philadelphia. We just bought them to fit in with everybody else. We only have one tailgater. We have Indiana Stanley that just arrived. We have the whole party animal house. So we have or the animal house. And now we just bought Baber's just came because Addie promised Baber last year in Allentown. She's got to stop promising. Well, I promised too. I'll be like, oh yeah, we're gonna get your jersey. We kind of both do it, and then we feel bad when jersey drop comes because we're like, well, we did promise. Like we promised Gage. Addie promised Gage, we're gonna get your jersey, and we had to get Gage's jersey. Flash, we both promised Flash, so we got his jersey. Um, but yeah, we got Baber's, and then I got a second brawny one because I wanted the pink one, and yeah.
Last time I said I was getting a different jersey, Carla shouted at me.
That's not happening.
She's like, no. I did actually say to him as well on the cruise that I would buy it. So I probably won't be able to get away with it now.
Oh, I did say I get the pinstripe party animals, but the more I look at it, I don't like it.
I hate it.
I don't like it.
If they wear it, I can't support them.
I did like the Locos ombre one. Was it
Yeah,
yesterday? That or no, it was Saturday. That one was sweet.
I do like that one. You said you would buy Grady's, didn't you, Carla?
I was just thinking that, yeah, I did, and I probably would because I like Grady. Grady's the overall guy. Him and Brawny are like back to back, like just great guys. I shared a tier with Grady on the cruise. Um, and for everybody listening, Grady was awesome on the cruise. He was out and about. He was everywhere, karaokeing with the kids. The last day he was playing board games with the kids, just sitting there, just being awesome. And I told him, I said, thank you for spending so much time with my daughter on the cruise, karaokeing with my daughter when other players promised to be there and they weren't there for her, singing with her. And I said, again, if you would have saw her, a year and a half ago, she was not the same child. And he started tearing up. I started tearing up. We shared a moment. Yeah, he was a good guy.
Yeah.
And he came up to me in karaoke.
Awesome.
He came up to me in karaoke and literally introduced himself. I think it was the first night, sat down. We had like a 15-minute conversation, told me his whole background, where he was from, where he played at, then he was on the Visitors, and then just really nice. Just nice.
That was but that's what Brett Maddox did, didn't it? On the Clowns, he came over
Yeah.
and sat.
What I love though, what I think is really cool though is like Addie knowing the players and the players knowing Addie and a little bit with me, like when we were just down in Grayson, this girl, I thought she was little, but Addie's like, no, she's my age, but she looked littler than Addie. Um, she was like, oh my God, I want to get KJ to sign this, but I'm so nervous. I don't know if I can do it. And I'm like, you can do it. I'm like, just stand here with me. I'll introduce you, get it signed. You've got to get a picture and you'll be fine. Anyway, so she was in line with me and I made her stay there. I was like, no, you're not getting out of line. She almost jetted because she was like, I'm just so nervous. I'm like, no. So we got up to KJ and I'm like, KJ, this is so and so. I think her name was Amy. I'm not sure. This is, I'll just say so and so. She wanted to meet you. And he's like, oh my God, hi. And then he just took over from there. And like, she got her picture, she got it signed. And you could just see that she was just so happy inside. And as she came to me later, she's like, thank you so much. I'm like, no worries. I'm like, I told you KJ was nice. I knew he'd be fine with you. And you just got it. You got to do it. You got to roll with it and do it. And she did. So
You do. You just have to like, and the thing is, for you, Ruma, you're all right because because of you, I had good interactions with him. So I literally can walk up to him, Carla, and be like, hey, can't I? Like on the last day you saw me talking to him, and I know he knows my name, so I can just go and speak to him.
Yeah.
So, and then I can just walk off.
Well, because when we were on video call like the first day and you were just walking around and I like, and then we spotted Connor, you just like walked up to him whilst on the phone to me and was like, oh yeah, I'm also on the phone with Ruma, and like said hi to me and everything, which was really cool. But just that first day, like kind of just helping you get adjusted with everything. Then like after that you were completely fine and
I
did your own thing.
I hadn't met Carla at that point. I'd already spoken to Connor, and then I saw you. I was on the phone to you when I saw Connor again.
Yes.
And then I think that's when I walked off and saw your favorite player. And I literally just walked straight up to him and said, speak to this person on the phone. Thanks. Carlo, he must have thought I was crazy. Literally. I was literally like, I don't want to speak to you, but can you speak to this person? Didn't even introduce myself, just was like, speak to this person. So yeah.
I think I don't know. I don't know. I can't remember if you said your name.
You didn't say anything, Ruma. Carla, she went completely silent.
I can't even remember the conversation, to be honest. I just remember him calling my accent adorable, and that was it.
She didn't say
I
much.
mean, Rumor, you could always hold a sign. I mean, I held a sign last year to KJ and asked if he liked cougars and had a picture of a cat.
You like British people.
That was a classic. That was awesome because that made KJ laugh, and it was just so funny. And people were like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you did that." I'm like, "What? I have a picture of a cat here. You guys have sick minds. What are you talking about?"
I saw it online.
We could just put
seeing it online and being like, okay, but I didn't know you at that point, and I was like, fair. So,
We could just set something up of rumor service.
God.
Yes. There you
Oh
go.
my God, not the rumor service again.
That was
Because
you, Bex. That was all you. You thought of that.
Oh, it was hilarious. Yeah, we should get a sign saying, "Do you fancy some rumor service?" No, just say that.
hey, we can make you one, rumor.
Oh God, please don't hold us. I'm not going to stand near if she holds a sign that says, "Do you fancy some rumor service?"
I won't be holding any signs.
I'll stand by you.
Carla will hold the sign.
Yep. I because I made him a second sign in Pittsburgh. Then it said, "Can this cougar buy you Chipotle?" And I put a Chipotle gift card attached to it.
Oh,
Um, and then KJ wound up he pulled me aside then afterwards. He's like, I usually give two signed balls at every game. He's like, I want you to have this, and I have a signed ball from him at Pittsburgh, and it's like dated, has Pittsburgh and the date on it, and then KJ's signature. So it was
Oh,
just funny, but it's something that I didn't, I don't need to carry it on anymore. He knows me as Cougar Carla, and that's it. That's how funny it is, and that's where it needs to stop, and that's fine.
you could always Carla can hold the sign and then just have an arrow pointing to me.
Free room service.
I'm just going to stand somewhere else, somewhere near Addie. Addie, I'm standing near you while these two do this because it might be my joke, but did you write KJ on yours? So did it say KJ, can I buy you Chipotle?
Yeah.
So she's
Yeah.
got to write the name on hers as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I'm so here for this. I will video it.
I think it'd be really nice for you, Bex, especially seeing as you've been on the cruise, to go in a different environment to compare those interactions that you had with certain players to see if they are different.
I definitely was starting to prefer the karaoke towards the end to the silent disco. But
Yeah.
Was what else in the karaoke apart from Grady?
yeah.
Jose Gonzalez was there a lot. Tanner Allen was there a lot.
Brett Maddox was there. Eli Payton was there.
Yeah. Mostly all the rookies were there. And because a lot of them weren't asked to do the show, so the show would go on and karaoke was going on at the same time.
Okay.
Gavon was there a couple of times.
Danny Hasley was there because he wasn't invited for the show, which I thought was crazy.
And that's how I had dinner with him. I loved meeting you guys on the cruise. That was awesome. I'd made a few friends before I got on, but I think the best friends I left with were you guys.
Aw.
Which was
Thanks, Bex.
That's all right. Which was
and I think it's funny because we kind of just met kind of like we weren't scheduled to meet. Like I just went up to meet Amber and you were there at the right time, and then we kind of just said hello, and then we started hanging out from there. Like if I wouldn't have gone up there, God only knows where we would have met,
And it's also really nice because now like Bex has introduced me and like Molly, Kerry to you guys, which has been really awesome to get to know you as well.
Absolutely. I'm so thankful for my British friends.
I love my American friends.
And we love you too.
And I'm so glad you said I could come out in May.
Anytime. Like I said, I had somebody that literally, we went to 18 games last year. I didn't even have K Club last year. I had a friend who had K Club, and I thank her for everything. And all I want to do is give back to others who can get the same opportunity as I did, and that's what I'm about. And if I can make it work, if I can make you stay with me and make it work, you just get a flight over here. We'll take care of the rest.
The flight's booked. The flight is booked.
Yep.
I'm on my way. I just need to book the hotel and the parking at this side. But I am on my way. I am excited to see who remembers my name.
I have a feeling that Bex is going to ask me to sponsor her at one time so she could live here. And what else is funny is like just certain people, just my friends here at home. I've gotten comments like, oh, you're addicted, or you're, like you're in a cult, and I'm like, you know what? It's basically, to me, it's a community, and what I love about it is I have met so many nice people who share the same interests, and it's not a cult. It's a community. It's a community of people helping people. I had one lady last week on K Club who literally saw that I was looking for like, I don't know, 2 or 3 BBB tickets. She only needed one. She bought all 6 to guarantee her one, reached out to me before she even made the transaction and said, do you want the other 5? And I wrote, yeah, I'll take them. Like, that would never happen anywhere else. Like, she like literally looked at my post, saw what she needed, made the connection, and did it for me. And literally we settled the transaction, and I wound up getting the 5 BBB tickets.
I'm so thankful to that lady. So thankful to that lady.
That's so cool. And yeah, I love that it's like a family and a community and not, like you say, cult or anything. Why would it be a cult? I don't understand. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast today, and thank you, Carla, for joining us and being an absolute star.
And we will see you all next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.